So sometimes my Madonna requests were odd and unusual, and definitely outside the box. I got a call to go up to Beverly Hills, a big fancy house in Beverly Hills up in the hill. And so when I walked in, it was just two women in the house. And I was like, this is kind of weird. Is this a happy birthday? What am I doing here as Madonna? And so the woman said, just come in and act like Madonna. I'm like, okay, this is really weird. So I walked in and she was taking pictures, and I could see her looking at the other woman like yes or no. And then she grabbed a camera and she said, okay, do stuff like Madonna. And I'm like, okay. So I opened up her fridge. I'm like, what's to eat? You know, what you got? And she was laughing, and I made her laugh. And because I always like to bring some humor. The woman that had hired me to do this was the granddaughter of a well-known celebrity. I didn't know this for the longest time. And so she took the pictures, and I noticed some famous people on her wall pictures. And so I left, and she paid me and gave me a really nice tip. And I was like, telling my boyfriend at the time, like, that was such a weird job. What was that? I wasn't sure. And so she kind of told me after the fact she had been looking at a whole bunch of different Madonna lookalikes to find the girl that they thought was the most realistic like Madonna. And I guess the woman that was in the house with her was a lady that worked for MTV, Judy. And so, long story short, I became very, very good friends with the woman that hired me. Through the Madonna thing, we ended up just becoming friends. She'd call me afterwards and said, you were great. And we just had this connection. This woman later brought me to the MTV Awards. So I was actually third row when Madonna did her iconic Vogue, which was amazing. I was sitting next to Steven Tyler, and fast forward, Judy from MTV called me and said, I've got a job for you as Madonna. And she's like, we want you to be the crossing guard at the MTV Awards. And so she gave me this stop sign, and I put on my Open Your Heart costume, and I literally crossed the celebrities across the street. And my good friend John Nerone was the photographer who snapped me that day, which was such a treat. And so I was literally the crossing guard for the MTV Awards.